Oh. All right, guys, so this should be live, should be working. Not sure if any of you guys are hanging out. Let me make sure the camera is locked off and settings look pretty good. To no one. Let's see here. I'm not going to be able to follow chat too much, but this opens up in YouTube. Hey, Mary. Hey, Mary. So I'm going to have my phone in my pocket, so I'm not going to be able to see a lot of what you guys are saying as far as comments when I check. What I'm doing today is, because early next week, the lawn is going to get top dressed, I'm just going to thin it out a little bit. So you can see out there, I've got the turf rake, the Verticutter cartridge already in the mower. And then afterwards, I'll do a cleanup cut. So if you guys are bored and got nothing to do on a Saturday afternoon and want to just step in and out, feel free. If you want to watch, fine. If you want to watch, I understand too, because it's not like it's a whole lot of, there's not going to be a ton of talking on this one. I mean, I like talk while I'm making passes or whatever, but enjoy. Let me get going. All right, so first let me get these cartridges off the lawn. All right. Okay. Throw my gloves on, because of course, safety first, right? Safety first. All right, this guy is heavy. Okay. All right, so the mower's already got, show you guys really quick. Mower's already got the Verticutting cartridge in it. I've already got it set up. So you guys can take a look at that. Hopefully it doesn't make too much of a racket, but you guys can check that out. So just need to point my monitor this way. So, all right, cool. Cool, so I'll throw the basket on, and I will try and keep it in the camera for the most part so you guys can see some of it. I mean, there's gonna be some parts here you're not gonna see, but again, if you want something to do on a Saturday afternoon involving lawn care, and you wanna see the mower in action, this is a chance to do it. So, literally the best part, the fact that you have a grass catcher, it's best feature. Okay. Fire it up, and away we go. I can't show you guys what's going in here as far as material, but to take my word that it does a really good job. So right now the mower is slow. It has like a speed reduction. So whenever I get on this next pass over here where I've got the long passes, I will crank it up and go a bit faster. All right. And I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. I've got the shotgun mic pointed at it, so I'll shut up and you guys can actually hear the mower running. Hear how quiet it is. And just like that, the basket's already full. So bring these guys over here, start emptying it. I may just have to dump it out on the patio just to save time, so I don't have to walk back and forth so much. All right, let's make some long passes, right? So you guys can see it run at speed. All right, let me check and see really quick before I get going if you guys have any questions or anything like that. Let's see, do you have any Todd Gleaves? Are you about to break up the McLean? Nice, Todd, I like it, I like it. Stripe Action, do you have any coupons for the Allett? I really want the Sterling, but Jesus, pricey. I mean, I have a coupon that's gonna save like $100, man. Not a ton. I've got a $100 off coupon. if you check in the description of the Allett video, you'll be able to see it there. You'll be able to see it, you'll be able to find it in there. And then, let's see here, Sister Burnett, my grass turned brown in the sun, I'm in Arizona, what can I do to help it? Probably needs water, I'm guessing water. And, but yeah, let me make a few passes and I'll check the chat again. Hey VMH, what's going on guys? Hey, all. All right, so let's get going. All right, so fire it up and we will let it run. Let it eat. So right now this is the mower set to its fastest pace. Bug in my mouth. After this pass, I'll come back and I'll show you guys the basket, like what's coming out of it, as far as what the material that's coming out, so you can see. Because believe it or not, it's almost full. Almost full, almost full. All right, so move this back here. So this is what's coming out of the lawn. You can see a lot of that debris that's coming out. It's not great. Sorry guys, I don't have good lighting out here, and it's not the best time of day to actually be filming this kind of stuff, but it's the time of day when I have time to do it. So you can see what's coming out, all this light stuff. It's gonna really thin it out. Then I'll turf rake it, and then we'll do a cleanup cut. So I'll dump this out, and another round, right? Another round. All right. So what I will do, because I'm really, I don't know, we'll see. I might not do that. I was thinking about making verticutting passes in 2 directions. May or may not do that, just because it's quite a bit's coming out now. But my goal with doing this is to get the lawn nice and thin, or thinned out some, so that whenever the company comes on Monday, hopefully Monday, maybe if not Tuesday, it's gonna do the top dressing. You know, it's just the chances of it getting past the canopy and down into the soil, and just getting, I want to get as good a leveling job as I possibly can, right? So that's my reasoning for doing this. As you can see, at speed is pretty quick. It's pretty quick as far as getting through the lawn. So the nice thing about the speed reduction button is that right now the mower's running flat out, right? Or as fast as it'll go. And then when I get to the end of the pass, like right now, I'll tap this button, it'll slow down, whip turn, drop it back on the lawn, and then turn that mode off, and away we go. So it allows you just to keep moving, you know? And the basket is full, so we'll pick this up. Sorry if I'm showing you guys plumbers, but I'm literally still wearing the same shirt I was wearing at karate this morning, so I didn't bother changing. All right, let's see if there's any comments or anything before I start going again. Back up a little bit. Let's see. Hey, pretty see you in action, looking good, Ron, cool. What's good for compost? Whatever you can find in your area. You want some clean, ideally stuff with no twigs or sticks or garbage in it. Sister Bennett, that's what you're after? Yeah, so if you can find some of that, probably not at the big box stores. That would work. But the idea is you just don't want to get stuff that has a lot of twigs and garbage in it. All right, we continue. we continue. Got a bunch of trash here that fell out. Again, turf raking will pick that up, but if I see a big pile, why not grab it, right? Why not grab it? Well, I hope you guys are having a fun Saturday. I saw Todd saying that he's about to break out his new toy, his new McLean. My thing is I wanted to get this done so I can go inside, relax, watch some Formula One, watch the qualifying. I don't know who qualified as yet. I imagine it's probably going to be either Ferrari or Max. Actually, it doesn't really matter who qualified because Max is probably going to pass them once we get actually into the race, right? All right, let me push some of this off the side and get a little bit more material in here. And we continue. We continue. And the basket's full. Time to empty, time to empty. All right. So the one thing with this is that, and again, in a second here, you guys are gonna start seeing me dump it out on the patio once I fill both of these up. When you're, because the stuff that comes out when you're verticutting, like the stolons and the debris just tends to be a bit fluffier. It takes up more space in the bin. I tend to just mash it down once I fill up the bin to try and get more in there. But if you ever verticut, you'll find that what comes out should be fairly light and fluffy material. Should be fairly light and fluffy. I would move the camera, but actually I think I can. I can probably move it a little bit so you guys can see when I head down this way. The problem is there's a whole lot that's connected to it. So it's the camera and the laptop to stream it, and the HD HDMI capture cards. There's actually quite a bit of stuff behind you guys that you can't see that's making this happen. But I want it to look good. I want it to look and sound good, so just move part of the studio outside, right? Move part of the studio outside. All right, we're almost full again, so time for another empty. And I'll check comments really quick. Check comments, see what you guys are saying. All right. All right. Let's see what you guys, any questions, comments? This is craziness. Let's see. This is great. It's great to see how it's done. Your yard is beautiful and large. You are very clear as far as sound. Yeah, thanks. I'm wearing the same lav that the same microphone that I do whenever I'm doing the videos outside. So it should, as long as I stay within range, it should sound reasonably decent. It should. So see, Mike says, what kind of runtime are you getting on the mowers and batteries? It depends. So here's the thing, I should be able to verticut the entire, so these batteries are not 100% charged up. They're not 100% charged. They have like one mow on them, but I should be able to verticut the entire lawn lengthwise and then do another verticut this way. So like the way that the stripes are really set. And because it's not charged, I might get through that and then I can switch. But the thing is, the battery's charged so fast that literally I've got another set inside that's already topped off, ready to go. And when these go flat, I can just swap them. It takes like a couple of minutes to do it, and then those will be charging. And by the time the fresh ones run flat, I can just swap. So literally, the mower will run as long as I can go. There's not really a limitation as far as run time. Let's see. Weewood 14 says, I ordered the Sterling, hasn't arrived yet, but I would like to know the most noticeable change in your lawn after using the Allett. Yeah. So the biggest thing is, so one, the stripes are like just way better, much better defined. And then what's funny, and a question I got on the live stream last night really brought it to, you know, made me start thinking about it, is I used to, kind of like you guys, right? This time of year in the morning, you would have like sometimes mushrooms that would pop up, and they'd only be around for a couple of hours. I've not had any of that anymore. So there's not really any more mushrooms anymore that are popping up on my lawn in the morning. And also earthworm castings are gone. That's also not been a thing. So what I don't know exactly why, but what I would guess is that the thatch that's in my lawn that was building up, that nice spongy area that holds onto a lot of moisture is great for fungus, for mushrooms, for anything to help develop and then manifest itself, right? But because really I'm getting down to the dirt, you know, really it's just, I mean, the verticular's not set that low, but I mean, I'm literally cleaning material out to where I'm opening up the canopy, really opening it up. There's just not a lot of space for at least for the mushrooms or from a thatch level to cause a lot of problems in the lawn. I haven't had any fungus issues as well. Any lawn disease issues this summer, which is also great. So there's been, it's more work. It's more work, but there's a lot of side benefits that you don't think would be there that happen as a function of using this. So it's kind of cool. I'm really enjoying it, right? And what will happen is once I get done doing it lengthwise like this, hopefully you guys can still see me. Okay, let me look here. Actually, if I can point the camera this way a little bit. I can act like I actually have a clue what I'm doing, right? We'll turn it like so, because we've already done that part, so you guys don't need to see that anymore. And you can see the stripes. Okay, there we go. So once I get, what was I saying? I think once I get done with this, I might move the camera. We'll see. But it's a bunch of stuff I got to move. So I made it have to stay there, guys. It's a lot of work. It's not just the camera. It's a bunch of stuff I got to move behind it to make that happen. So, but yeah, the mower is, as far as quiet, I mean, this is the quietest mower according to Allett that they make. It's set to, as I said, if you look on here, as far as like the noise, the dB rating, it's like 84 dB. And I think even the Sterling is slightly louder than this. Not much, slightly louder than this, but it's not much. Like literally you can listen to your music, podcast, whatever you want to do while you're out here mowing or, you know, cultivating, and it's a pleasure to use because you don't have the noise beating you up, right? And again, what you guys are hearing, there's two things you're hearing. One, you're hearing the sound from the shotgun microphone that's on the camera next to where you guys are, but it's also the lab here that's picking up the sound too. So I'll be quiet for a pass, and you guys can hear how how quiet it is. Not bad, right? Actually, I'm gonna move. When the verticutter is running, it throws the debris fairly evenly, but it tends to bunch up in the middle. So if I can just spread it out to the sides, I'm able to get a little bit more fill before I have to empty it. But yeah, most of what you're hearing, other than me jibber jabbering, is the sound of just the verticutter, you know, cutting through the grass, cutting through the sward. All right, guys, we are full, so time for another quick empty. Try not to spill a bunch of this debris back on the lawn, like I did right here. And empty this out real quick. So I do like it. I will tell you that, I mean, as you can tell, like having the catcher having the grass catcher makes a huge difference from a standpoint of just harassment factor. Like imagine if I verticut all this and then all this garbage was still on the lawn and then I had to get out here with like a grass rake and collect it all. That would be not fun. I'll tell you, the first time the lawn was verticut, I had a service do it in 2018. You can look on the channel. If you look up verticutting on my YouTube channel, you'll see a video back in 2018 showing how that was done. And it made such a mess that I didn't do it again until now, until this year, because of all the work involved in it. Like literally, raking your entire lawn is not fun. I mean, this is a lot of work too. Don't get me wrong. This is not like this is super easy, but it's at least all the work is getting thrown into a bin. So all I gotta do is empty it. All right, which makes life much more better. Hopefully the battery makes it all the way through. This battery has a cut or has a mow on it already. So the entire back lawn and the swale area has been mowed on this charge. So it should have enough, I think, to make it. We shall see. It's still running pretty well, so. Boy. Let go of the handle. I'm gonna have to make another pass there. I let go of the handle mid-pass. You can't skip in there. You just can't do that. All right. There we go. Nice and even. Nice and even. But again, some of the issues that some of you guys are having, like on the live stream, a common theme, or I should say a super common theme, but a couple of questions I got consistently last night that I wasn't getting a month, 2 months ago was, hey, my lawn is starting to scalp. I'm starting to get areas that are getting scalped when I mow that was not doing it before. And the reason, or the thing that will help that is doing this kind of stuff. Helping to thin out the lawn just a little bit. And that's gonna help you produce a better cut and minimize scalping. So it is more work, but you know, everything that your lawn needs doesn't come in a bottle, unfortunately, right? It's not all fertilizer and biostimulants and those kinds of things. As much as I do appreciate when you guys buy those products, and then the fact that they do, I mean, they are part of the program, but this is also important as well. And you guys can, you can see for yourself. Look at how the lawn looks this year compared to years past, and I think you would agree with me that it looks better. And here's the thing: this is only 6 weeks or so of doing this. So imagine that next year when I start the season out with this process, how it's going to look. You know, so something to consider. And again, you don't have to have a C27. I mean, this makes sense for me because it's a really big lawn, but even their smaller units is a great idea if you want to get into some of the cultivation practices that will help improve the quality of your lawn. But again, it's more time, right? Because look at this. You see the mess I'm making. Now I've got to get out here afterwards. I mean, I don't have to. I could just mow afterwards. But I will likely turf rake it after this to pick up all the trash and then do a cleanup cut. So, you know, on a lawn this size, it's several hours worth of work. Let me check and see if there are any questions from you guys. Let me also get my beverage and have a sip. Cool off a little bit. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's see, heading out. Are you going to be using the soil cube, soap through from Super Soft for your top dressing? Am I going to be using that? No, it's gonna be whatever they bring. I'm Sandman top dressing is gonna be doing the work. So whatever product they have, which is a combination of sand and soil, it's not going to be as clean as the super side stuff though. So I'm probably gonna have to do some cleanup work afterwards. That you know, you can't, when you have someone else doing it, you can't be picky as far as the material, right? Oh, let's see. CS Mike says, don't you feel like you're missing out without the sound of sound, smell of gas, changing oil, etc.? No, I still like gas and the sound of that for engines for cars, but for mowers, I'm not really missing out too much. Let's see, looking good, my man. Beverage holder like a swordman. No, here's the thing, guys. Funny question. So there is no beverage holder. I asked them, and they said, and literally the look of disdain when I asked the question about, hey, you know, you should put a cup holder on this thing. Like, no. I said, why not? I said, well, they said, well, because you put a cup holder on it, you can't mow with one hand and get good stripes. So we don't want to, you know, there's no. It's almost like you think about it, like super high-end sports cars. They don't put cup holders in them, or a lot of them don't have them. They eliminate them. So I don't know. That's their that is their thing. So no cup holder according to Roland. There probably will never be one on the mower. Okay, let's see. What you drinking, Ron? I am drinking Gatorade. So water, so like a cup full of ice and then half of with water and then with Gatorade. Trying to stay hydrated. All right, the lawn is not going to verticut itself, guys. Enough of a break. Let's get back to it. Let's see. Let's see here. Your yard is so flat. Lonzo Learn says cop out. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm trying to see, where would you put one? I guess they could put one, they could probably mount one in like near where the startup switch is, but according to what they're saying, they're not doing it. And keep in mind too, Lonzo Learn, that I am not necessarily their ideal, I mean, actually their ideal customer, so they want, anyone's their customer, but the people they sell most of these units to are professional sports fields, turf fields, and those guys, when they're out there, I don't think they're taking a beverage or taking a beer or whatever out with them when they're mowing. If I had to guess, the mower that has the best chance of getting a cup holder might be the Sterling, because again, it's dedicated, or it's designed more for homeowners, but they're not. I mean, I'm fairly certain that's probably not going to happen. And you got to figure too, like cup holders on mowers is not a common thing. I mean, I guess Swordman has one, but outside of them, name other mowers that have cup holders built in. Like Greensmasters don't have cup holders. I don't think John Deere's, at least not the walk behind mowers anyway, they don't have cup holders. So it's not like Allett is omitting something that everyone else is doing. You know what I mean? So I think that's a fair argument as to, or a fair argument for against not doing that. Probably for the same reason Toro doesn't do it, right? They figure, hey, if you're cutting a green or you're cutting a tee box, you want you to focus on what you're doing, not drinking one-handed while you are mowing. You can just put your drink in the truck or the cart or whatever it is that you're, that you use to bring the mower out to the spot where you're cutting. All right, let me move these clippings around, even this up a little bit, and we are back. Let's go. Making pretty good progress, guys. Another 10 minutes or so, and I'll be ready to go in this direction, lay down some stripes, and verticut it this way. All right, we're almost time for another basket empty. So let's do that now. It is full. The reason why I try not to get it so full to where like the stuff is just falling back out, because I'm just creating more work for myself whenever I turf rake it. Like the more stuff that keeps falling out whenever I'm making passes, it's stuff that the turf rake's gonna pick up. So once it's full, better to empty it. Better to empty it. All right, back out here. I'll fill up another basket, then I'll check the comments again and see what you guys are saying. See what you guys are saying. Oh, Wilbur, you said I missed a spot. Yeah, it's okay, man. I'm gonna make passes in other directions. I should catch it. Fair or not, I'll get it. I will get it. All right. But I encourage you guys to try it out. I mean, if you guys have the ability to get your hands on a verticutter, especially if you have a smaller lawn where the cleanup is not going to be crazy bad, then go for it. I mean, what's it going to hurt? Here's the thing, guys. I mean, grass is not nearly as fragile as we often try and make it out to be. If you do it and you don't like how it looks, you don't have to do it again. But I think that for the majority of you guys, almost like scalping, once you actually give it a go and see how the lawn recovers from it, you'll figure out a way to continue doing it. Oh yeah, this is good. Good little clean out. Yeah, the Sterling, it's funny. Now, I guess the difference is between this and the Sterling, having used both of them. Rearrange here real quick. Having used both of them, this is quieter. It's obviously heavier, and because it has the 3 batteries, the run time is going to be a lot longer, right? So here's the thing: I didn't get to run the Sterling all the way flat, but according to what they're saying, that you get about 40 minutes thereabouts of run time if you opt for, I think the big battery. I think they make a 12 milliamp hour battery. If you opt for that one, you get the longer run time. But again, like, look at what I'm about to do today, right? I'm verticutting it this direction. I'm gonna make another verticut this way, and then I'm gonna turf rake it, and that's just gonna mean way too much time swapping batteries out, right? So too much, it was kind of a pain. Slow me down too much. Plus the wider cut. All right, time to empty this out. The wider track and cut just saves time, produces wider stripes. Lots of reasons to go with the, I guess, at least in my case, the bigger unit. But let me empty this out, and then I'll walk over and see if you guys have any questions, comments, that kind of thing. All right, let's see. What am I drinking around? I already answered that. I call my local supplier. Got to walk to the table for a sip. Then lawn to learn is a taskmaster, man. You got to walk the table for a sip. The nerves is cool. Nice seeing you work on your lawn live. Oh, right. I don't really want to mow, but it's too hot. Are you using your gas-powered mowers anymore? Yes, I am still using my gas-powered mowers. I still use the Greensmaster for mowing the front lawn, mainly because even though you can put this on the slope, it's just so big and heavy and unwieldy. Like when it gets going, it's a lot to manage. So just for safety, I just use the Greensmaster. All right, let's see here. They're going to respond to repost this your Sterling if you step you step a cup holder on there. I demand companies add a cup holder. Yeah, I hear you. Robert says my wife likes your mower. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, I think yours is a bit nicer than mine, Robert. But hey, it's still I do enjoy it. It's a pretty cool mower. It's quiet. Yeah, thanks, Randy. Appreciate that. Smash the like button, guys. I know this is not an impromptu thing. It's just watching me work on the lawn, which is probably boring for most of you guys. But yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, I'd appreciate it. I could use the help. And VMH says the rain caused the top dressing to be rescheduled, gave me more time to prepare the lawn even more. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, I would have liked to have gotten it done Thursday when it was planned for, but hey, when life hands you lemons or excess rainfall, verticut the lawn, right? Just gives you an excuse to do more work, to do more work. All right, let's get this last area cleaned up, and then we will go in the other direction. And I wish I could bring the camera over here so you guys could see how this stripe action looks. But what I'll do is I'll start at the angle that you guys can actually see the stripes over there when I start verticutting the other direction, and you'll be able to see the results from even verticutting. It's not being mowed yet, but you'll see the stripes are going to become better defined from this process. So far the battery's holding out pretty well, guys. I might be able to I'm going to finish this way for sure, and I'll see if I'll be able to finish, or at least do some of verticutting this way. I think I'll be able to. I think I'll be able to. I'll be able to. Uh-oh, sunlight. It should come back in a second. It's a small cloud. Probably just getting a little bit darker, but the sun should come back here in a second. Picture will return. Oh, all right, we're almost done. Just have the area by the rocks to clean up. And then we are going to be good to go. You know, I sure hate to mess up the lawn again. But to quote Devin, to quote Demir, it's got to get worse before it gets better, right? Got to get worse before it gets better. All right, let's try to not crash into the rocks on camera like I normally do. Try to not do that. I try to get so greedy, I said, it's a little bit closer, and then bang, yep, nailed it. There we go. Perfect. Perfect parking job. All right. So we are finished with the lengthwise verticut. And now we'll start going this way. So let me line it up to show you guys from here. And then I'll grab, first I'm gonna empty the basket though because it's full. It's full, but the stripes are gonna start, all this debris, making a mess on the lawn. Yep, like this. All right, so you guys are gonna see I'm gonna do, because with the cameras, I'm gonna do my stripe, the first one coming towards you guys. And you'll all be able to see how it looks when the lawn is verticut the other way. When I turf rake it, I'm only gonna turf rake it in the direction of the stripes that you guys are seeing. So only here, only this way. Let me check the camera angle, make sure you guys can see it well. It looks, yeah, it looks okay. I think that'll work. Okay. Let's see if I can, I normally don't start my double wide passes from this direction, but I'll be able to show you guys how I do that. Hopefully I don't mess it up. So let me think about this. Yeah, I know which way I gotta go. Okay. So I'm gonna start. So you see the stripe, you see the stripe you're looking at right now that I'm lined up on. There's the right side, the left, well, on your side, the left side, the right side. My right, your left. And I'm gonna start here, down this side, the one closest to the next stripe, and then come back up. So it's probably easier just to show it than chat about it, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So we come down this way. It's kind of like NASCAR mowing, guys. A bunch of go fast and turn left. So you're gonna see I'm gonna stop here, flip it around, and then go up the close end of the light stripe here. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna come down this one on my way back. So you'll see how I do this. this, whip it around, and it will come down the stripe that I did not go on yet. And what you guys should see, I can't see the camera, but you guys should see is that this stripe that this one I'm laying down now should be really, really nicely defined. Now, granted, the grass is sticking up, so it's not, you know, it's not as good as it would be. But you should see with that the stripes are looking pretty good. The one that's darker for you guys. So we go this way. So now at this point, when I finish this pass, I'll have completed the double wides this way and the double wide going away from you. And then I'll just turn back and rinse and repeat. So I'll come back this way now and I'll get on the next dark stripe going this way and then just repeat. So it's like overlapping ovals all the way down the lawn is how you, I mean, I find the fastest way to do it. It's how I do it. All right, and we are out of grass box. Time to empty. All right, time, that's 2 empty, so time to check the chat, see what you guys are saying. Let's see here. Telling me that let's see. Press the like button. You're not sweating much yet. I would be drenched by now. Well, a couple things. One, I'm used to being out. I mean, I like hot weather. I'm from the Caribbean. Remember, I'm an island boy. So I prefer it to be hot than cold any day. I got some sweat going on, but not too bad. Let's see. Sterling, Joe Fro says, "What the freak?" He says, "How many steps do you take when you double cut the yard?" I don't know. I don't have a one of those meters. Enough. I'll tell you, enough of them. I mean, I've definitely lost between like switching to like a plant-based diet that I did, I don't know, almost 6 weeks ago at this point, and then just being out here like a crazy person all the time working on the lawn. I've lost about 10 pounds. So I'm sitting like 185, between 185 and 190 is where I'm sitting right now. Whereas in the off season, I will be 195, 200. So it's like 10 pounds, not, you know, a little bit. So I don't know how many steps, because here's the thing, I don't really count steps because this is just a part of what I do. Like I literally, this morning, I did 90 minutes of karate, of our testing class. So I actually went out on the floor and trained, and then I came home and I did this. So it's hard to equate exactly what, you know, as far as like the total volume of work that I do on a given Saturday, it's hard to put it in a perspective. You know, to say, oh, you know, number of times you cut the lawn is causing this. It's like the totality of everything that I do is probably what helping me to stay fairly lean. But as you guys can see, so it's a bunch of go fast, turn left, you know, NASCAR mowing. And now because we completed this one, we're going to start another stripe, another pass. See? Just like this. So I haven't seen what you guys are seeing as far as the angle on camera, but these stripes here, the ones I've already done, should be looking pretty decent. All right. Grass catcher is full, so we shall empty. Let's see here. Battery, how much battery we got left? We have 69%. It's pretty good, right? According to the meter, 69%. The thing is, I'll say though, the battery, you can't really trust that battery meter because some of it it's not exactly linear the way that it falls off, or at least the way they meter it. Like it says 69%, and then it'll go to like, you know, once it starts getting into like 30s and the 30s, I'll notice the mower starting to not perform as well, and then it will fall off a cliff, you know, as the levels get a bit lower. So 69% means I might be able to do the entire thing. I should be able to do the entire thing, right? That's not bad for batteries that already have a mow on them and just finished verticutting the lawn this way, right? Not bad. Not bad. I think we'll take it. All right. Not bad at all. All right. Flip back this way. Can I get 2 more passes without having to empty? I should be able to. Let me adjust this. I think I can finish this pass. But compared to the Greensmaster, again, which is a very quiet mower as far as gas-powered mowers go, I think you guys would agree that this is very, very quiet, right? I mean, this is, I mean, one of you guys already said notice how quiet it is. And again, you're also hearing it, with 2 microphones. You're hearing the one that's on the camera and the one that I'm talking to you guys with. So you're hearing 2 mics. So in person, I'll say this, in person or at my ear, it's you can have a conversation at normal levels and you don't have to raise your voice really, you know. So all right, now for a pass here. Here we go. Very good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Come back down this pass. So yes, I mean the differences. I haven't looked at the comments, but to kind of reiterate what, or to speak even more to what the question the one of you guys had, as far as how the lawn has changed. Any sponginess, like, I mean, I thought my lawn was fairly good, but any little amount of sponginess that was in the lawn is pretty much gone, right? It feels firm to walk on, which is nice. And as far as it drains really, really well too. I mean, you guys have seen some of the pictures I posted on both Instagram and on YouTube stories, and you'll see where I'll have like a thunderstorm will roll through here and it'll dump a couple inches of rain, and literally, you know, an hour and a half later, I could be out mowing because the lawn just drains really, really well, which is nice. Nice benefit. That's something else that changed. You guys asked what else changed? That's also different. That is also different compared to the way it was before. All right. Let's see. Let me move the camera to the right a little bit. You guys get enough of the stripes? We can go back this way. Will that work? You guys won't be too mad at me if I move it? All right, let's go this way so you can see more. Actually, let's do this. I'm gonna try and move against my better judgment, I'm gonna move this a little bit further up so you guys can see just a little bit more. It's not gonna be much, but I'll move you a little bit closer. A little bit more closer. Like out here. With the power for all this over there. So kind of like that. And we'll level the camera so it doesn't look like I'm a hooligan. My camera, I don't know what the Hades I'm doing. All right, we'll come this way. Cool. All right, we continue. Let me look and see if there's any questions from you guys while I do that. Okay, Robert says, explain the double stripes again. Okay, so you got it. Okay, good. So yeah, I should have seen this after the fact. But yeah, showing it is easier than explaining it. I try to make stripes in my yard, but I can't get them like that. What you do, you mow in the same direction on the same stripes all the time. Yeah, so what you saw, John, is I will typically I will double cut the lawn pretty much every time I do it. So I'll cut the lawn lengthwise, the way that I made this a single pass back and forth when I first did the first verticutting pass. And then I will cut it with the double stripes only this way, because when I walk outside, this is the stripes that I really want to be defined, right? So I do cut it in another direction so that I'm not creating ruts or burning it, not creating damage to the lawn by just cutting it the exact same way every single time. So I do that. I do make sure I cut it this way and then this way. But as far as getting the stripes to be really defined, what you're seeing is a combination of a couple of things. It is the fact that whenever I turf rake it, you'll see that here in a second, when I turf rake it, I'm gonna turf rake on the same lines. When I mow, I'm gonna mow on the same line. So I'm getting the grass, literally, I'm really, really encouraging the grass to lay down that way as the dominant way it lays, right? I mean, you guys can't see from this angle, but the stripes this way are actually really nice too. So some of the grass is not, obviously, all the grass is not laying in, it's not all laying in this direction. There's obviously some laying that way, but the majority of it is laying this way, this way and towards me, which is what I want from a visual standpoint. But I do cut it in multiple ways to prevent ruts and this kind of thing. Let's see here. Previously, you didn't touch the grass very often. Are you doing it more now? I hate the grass catcher. It wears me out. Yeah, so Greg, every time I mow now, I'm collecting the grass clippings. To your point, I didn't used to do it before, but talking to Allett, and again, I bought the mower, I bought their system, their way of taking care of turf, and what they suggested is that you don't leave anything in the lawn. Don't leave debris on, don't leave any grass clippings, any of that kind of stuff. So you said there'll be enough thatch there that in other words, there'll be enough. You don't have to worry about it. Especially since you have to remember too, I am not, at no point when I'm doing any of this is the verticutter or the turf rake touching the soil. So it's set to 2 millimeters above the soil. The turf rake is going to be set the same way. So it's not like I'm getting into the soil and doing a bunch of damage. You know what I mean? All right, thanks so much, Devin. I appreciate it. This is those clippings. Blah, blah, blah. How big is your backyard where we're looking at now? This is around 9,000 square feet, thereabouts, what you're looking at. Part of it is the lens that you're on is a really wide lens. So it gives it a wider look, but it's a good size, but the lens is also making it look a little bit bigger than it actually is. How long does it take to change? Do you see any weeds popping up, especially with all the rain? Don't be messing up the views, Ron. Yeah, no problem, no worries. Yeah, so how long does it take to charge? Okay, so the mower from, so the battery, about an hour, hour and 10 minutes, thereabouts, not long. Again, I have another set of batteries. Literally, the batteries will run longer than it takes to recharge them. So the mower can just run, I can just keep it going. I don't have to really ever stop. Like, I will wear out before the mower wears out. So it's a good setup. I have like their fast charger that Greenworks released. I don't know, I think it's a newer one. Maybe last year they have a newer model, and that one tops the batteries off quite a bit faster. And again, I've got a fresh set in there just waiting to go for whenever this runs flat. And a second here, because the grass catcher is almost full, I'm going to start dumping it here on the lawn or on the patio, and I'll just pick it up with a bag later. Okay, so now which way did I go? Okay, I think I see. You don't want to mess with the stripes. All right, so up, around, and onto the stripe away, and we proceed. But yeah, double wides, here's the thing too, guys, you'll realize the way of doing, this method of doing double wides is not really, I'm not saying it's anything special, I'm sure pretty much everyone does it this way. It doesn't really slow you down. So like if you compared mowing just a single pass back and forth versus doing doubles, it's not really any slower. It doesn't take really any longer because you're not going over the same area more than once. You're just, again, like this is the second light stripe going away, and then I'll just double back and go this way. So it's not really it doesn't take any more time to go with wider stripes if you decide you want to incorporate that. It doesn't take any time to do that. It doesn't really add a bunch more time to do it. Now, if your overlap, I will say this, if your overlap is not on point, if it's not exactly how how it needs to be, what you may find is in the middle of the stripe, you may have some high spots. So what that means is at the end, I'll just make a little cleanup pass down, and in the middle of each one, and that'll be it. But I mean, that's really a mowing error on my part, more so than something wrong with the process. All right, we are almost full. I'll pick up some of this debris here and even out the grass in here a little bit, and make another pass down. At some point, I'll work out a better setup, guys, where I can move the camera easier. I know it's kind of a pain being like, what probably looks to you guys like you know, half a mile away watching me do this, but moving it just isn't easy. I have to move the laptop and a bunch of other equipment that's behind it to make that happen. So I will something I'll work on. I mean, if you guys like this and want to see more of it, I'll have to improve the process somehow, right? Because I'm sure you guys are not going to want to sit in one spot and watch this. It gives me an excuse to invest in more camera gear, which is always fun, right? Always fun to do that. All right, so we are full. And just to save time, actually I think I can get one more in there. Maybe we'll get one more in here, like so. I think I get one more in, like that. Mash it down. Then after this, I'll be dumping it on the patio. Okay, so now the stripe on this side of the patio will go. But again, once you get used to doing it, it doesn't really take you that much more time to mow it this way. Guys, once I fill up the basket this time, I'll check the comments again, see if you guys have any questions or any comments. But just let me do this, finish up this, get this basket full, and then I'll check for comments. If you guys are good with that. You guys are good with that. Get this strap action on point. You know what? I don't like my overlap on this pass. I'm gonna do another one. Make another pass this way. Make another pass this way. I dumped a bunch of debris. I'll make another pass down this one, just to clean it up. Because I don't like how I overlap there. And because all it is another pass. It's not like it's just time, right? Just tiempo, solo tiempo. There we go. That's where I wanted to go. That looks good. That looks more better. And I've done a bunch of debris here, so let me pick this up really quick. Pick that up. Empty. Oh, I can squeeze this a little bit in. All right. Let's see what questions, comments you guys have. I'll take a sip of my tasty beverage. All right. Let us see. Let's see, this is really fast. Do you see any weeds popping up, especially with the rain? You can't see here, John, but along the edge, so let me take a point, over the left side over there where it falls off, there's some nutsedge there. But for the most part, it's fairly clean. There's a few spots here and there, but for the most part, no, there's not a ton of weeds in the lawn. Not a lot of weeds in the lawn. Do you use the turf rake cartridge when your grass is under PGR? I do. I use all the cartridges. Let's see. The views and audio are great. I think you should keep it the way it is. Sounds good. That works. Where's the lemonade and the barbecue pit? Barbecue pit's over there. This is Gatorade. This is Gatorade. Nice job as always with this live stream. Would like to see more content out to mow my shaggy turf. I hear you, Robert. I'm not mad at you. Thanks, Petunia. Thanks for coming to hang out. I like that your grass is even with the patio. That's a big mower. What's the spacing between the blades? Swordman is 2 inches, but the groomer is 1 inch. That's a great question. I don't know. I don't actually know. Give me a second, Tim. If you're going to be on here, give me a second. When I change it, I'm almost done verticutting. What I'll do is I'll bring the verticutter over and I'll hold it up and you can actually see. I'll eyeball it and tell you what I think, but then I'll also I'll bring it up and hold it in front of the camera, and then you guys can see for yourself, right? But it's, I don't know, maybe an inch, I don't know. It's hard to say. Let me get back to it. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's real good. All right, let me turn the camera a bit more. So I'm gonna be on the right side of the frame so you guys can see that. How many of you guys look at a whole lot of nothing? Kind of like that. Sorry for all the shade. Hashtag sunlight, right? Can't do a lot about that. Almost done, guys, with this, and then I'll pull the verticutting cartridge out and swap to turf rake. And in the meantime, I'll also show you guys how it looks about an inch to me, Tim. Maybe an inch, inch and a quarter. It's hard to say exactly, but I'll show you, and you could be able to look for yourself. All right, so this next pass I'm gonna make is gonna be on the right side of the patio. Obviously, you guys can't see that because you're all the way over there. But just to give you perspective, I've only got about maybe 25, I don't know, maybe 30 feet this way, ish, to cut. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stripes. Oh man, see, that's what happens when I'm not paying attention. This is why I know cup holder. That right there is why I know cup holder. I'm sitting getting distracted, and I'm messing up my stripe action. All right, there we go. Gotta have the stripes crisp, especially the one that's right off the patio line. That's gotta be good. I mean, the rest of them can be kind of but this one, it's gotta look good. It's gotta look good, am I right? I think I'm right. Alrighty. What's funny is, the thing is, I'm not that old, but I'm old enough to remember when the internet was not what it is now, when doing literally what we're doing now would have been impossible. Like, just from a bandwidth perspective, which could never have happened. So it's really cool that now we're able to do things like live stream mowing your lawn with decent audio, right? Decent audio and decent video. Almost done, guys, almost done with verticutting. I probably got 2 basket empties left, and then we shall be on our way to put the turf rake in. All right, it's looking good. Oh, wrong one, wrong button. All right, actually, there's a bunch of trash here. I gotta get this off the lawn. But yeah, the mower, as you guys can see, it runs great. Does a great job, and again, as long as I take care of it, it should be, I shouldn't really have to replace it, because compared to what it normally would, a system like this would normally be used for, this is light work. You know what I mean? All right, guys, grass catcher empty time. Grass catcher empty time. Let's dump it here. Let's just dump it here. And let me check you guys' comments really quick, see if I'm not missing anything. Oh, way to go, Ron. Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate it. I love how quiet the mower is. Pretty impressive. Ron, they make drones that follow you. Yeah, I don't have one. So the drone footage that I shot actually was Alex's. And a drone might be something to invest in. It actually might be pretty good. Very pretty good. Let's see, your lawn is no longer spongy. I have noticed my turf is spongy. I attribute that to the lawn being thick, is being spongy and healthy. Well, I mean, you want a certain amount of, who said that? Alan. Yeah, Alan, so you want a certain amount of thatch. I mean, a small amount. I think that, Devin's in here, so he can probably, tell me or correct me, but conventional wisdom is about, 1/4 to 1/2 inch of thatch is okay. Much more than that creates problems. But I mean, if you're at the point where the lawn is feeling spongy, like when you walk on it, it feels like really cushy, almost like a shag carpet, that's probably too much. That's probably too much. And you also know too, because if you're starting to also have a lot of issues with more issues than you probably should with lawn disease, and then that's also a sign as well. So I'll tell you that's from a, I mean, you guys can't see me right now. I'm coming back on camera here. From a standpoint of things that I noticed that were different, that changing, starting to do this made a big difference in the way that the turf feels, but also as far as like lawn disease, which I would be prone to have, especially when like last year when I was cutting at 1/2 inch, even though I was keeping my equipment sharp, and I wasn't doing fungicides every single month, and I was having issues. I mean, not all over the place, but having a few problem spots with like some brown patch in the lawn. This year there's been none of that, none of it, no issues whatsoever. So one of the things that Allett did say, that when talking to Roland, their dealer here in the U.S., he did say is that one thing you'll notice is if you're doing it the way we recommend, where you're managing your thatch levels through the verticutting and turf raking, and not letting a lot of trash fall back in the lawn, like lawn disease really should be, I mean, it should be far, like highly reduced compared to what a lawn that gets as much activity as this one does would have. And so far they've been right. They've been right. Proof is in the pudding. So, and the stripes, guys. I'm not sure if you guys can see. I mean, again, I'm not sure if you guys can see how the stripe action is looking. I mean, the one thing with the Allett I will give them is they take the stripe action pretty seriously. Mower does an awesome job laying down stripes. All right, guys, we only have 1, 2, 3 more double wide stripes to take care of, and then I'll bring the mower over there, and I will swap from the verticutting to the turf rake cartridge for you guys. I'll do it live on camera so you can see how long it takes. All right, we're almost, this basket is full, so I need to empty that. I thought one more would be enough, but I was wrong. We're gonna need, this will be the last one. And then we'll switch out cartridges. I'm excited for this next week to see how the lawn does when they top dress it. I'm not gonna be doing all the work, which is nice for a change. That's nice. Save my back and energy. Plus, I think it would be bad for Alex and my friendship if I tried to ask him to help me top dress the lawn yet again. So, sorry for those audio hits, guys. It should get better here in a second. I was on the other side of the house, so the mic wasn't able to pick up. So sorry about that. All right, one more pass. Actually, it's not true. 2 more passes. One more passes this way after this one, and we'll be done. Then I'll swap it and show you guys. All right, it's going back up the same one that just came down. And now this is just a pass along the fence. And then that will be it. She shall be verticut. Try and concentrate. I just stare at the left side of the mower, try to not run it in the fence. I definitely don't want to do that live in front of you guys. You'll be like, oh my God, he totally can't drive his mower. And I'll be like, yeah, you're right. Okay. So we are done verticutting. The verticutting hath been completed, at least in the back lawn, what I really care about right now. And I'll do the front as well, but you guys aren't gonna see that. It's gonna be, you guys aren't gonna wanna see that. So let me roll over really quick and I'll show you guys how the process of swapping it. through the process of swapping it. So let's see, is the view good there? I think that'll work. Is that too dark? Nope, I think it's okay. I think that'll work. Okay, so to swap the cartridges out, let me grab the other one. Turf rake. All right. This one is not that bad. Verticutter's a little bit heavier. The actual cutting cylinder, good Lord. All right, so on the mower to swap the cartridge, there is a thumb screw, just a single thumb screw right here. So you just back this off like that. Just back it out like what you're seeing me do here. And give it a little shake and it'll come out. And that's it. Cartridge is out. And the turf rake, pick it up and drop it in. There's 2 bars that you aim for. Like so, and then rotate it so it's keyed up properly. Like that. And then put it in. That's it. The turf rake is a little bit louder than the Verticutter, but they're still both pretty quiet. Still both pretty quiet. And good to go, and that's it. All right, so you guys wanted to see how the how far the teeth are, or how far the blades are apart. So you can see here, that's the verticutting blades. So that, to me, that looks like an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter, thereabouts. So here is my thumb in comparison, you can see. So an inch or so, inch and change, looks like to me. Set this over here. Now we're gonna go up a couple clicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember that 4 clickerinos. And then now we will turf rake. This drops on, and I guess we'll start the same way this time too. Before I get going, see if you guys have any questions. Let's see. Can I cut centipede grass that low? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can cut centipede grass that low, John. Thanks, Devin. Appreciate it. Because I agree, Ron, very nice to watch you. Now you have it set up. No need for changes. It's raining in Savannah. You got it made. It was raining here. It was raining here a couple of days ago. So yeah. All right. So let's go. Let's turf rake starting here, so you guys can see how these stripes look. Actually, I'm gonna move it back, guys, so because right now where the camera is, it's where it can't be when I'm turf raking. So I'm gonna back it up just a little bit, It's like right there, like so, and we'll level it. So there we go, and it looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Like so. Okay. Very cool. All right, so we'll make our first pass down that away first. How much battery have I got left? Let me ask you that for questions. Sure, someone's gonna ask. I have 48%. So we'll see. Probably have to do a swap here in a second. All right, as you guys can tell, the turf rake is a little bit louder. Not a ton, but a little bit. And now we're just picking up all the debris from the verticutting. And you guys should start seeing the stripes appear. Start getting a little bit better defined now. Let's go. like this. I sort of messed this up. I should have started from here. So we'll do it again. We'll go this way, and I'll go right down the same one I just came from. Like so. And this is literally just tickling the lawn. Like, not a lot of debris is coming out, which is good because I was again because I was catching all the trash from verticutting. And actually, you know what I do is I'm putting on the same one again. All right, guys, I'm gonna pay attention now. I'm trying to talk and do this. I should have come down this one. All right, so down here, slow down, and now this time I will come down this one. That's the one I should have come down. Not paying attention. And now we'll make a turn, like our whip turn. And come down here. Yeah, so of the cartridges, the turf rake, I don't know if it's the loudest, but it's, I don't know, probably a bit louder than the verticutter. Not much, but it is a little bit louder. But still, compared to a power turf rake, fairly quiet. And now we'll go down the other way. So if you guys want to see how you mow double stripes, this is how I do it. Probably need to tighten that thumb screw a little bit more. I can hear it. You can hear it starting to get a little loud. And go. So you guys can see, look at all the passes I'm making, and the basket now is about halfway full now. So compared to the amount of debris that came out from verticutting, you can see turf raking is a much more gentle process. But you guys should see the stripes getting more defined. Like the ones that I just went over, if the sun comes back out, the stripes should be popping fairly nicely now. But I'd say that's the benefit to a system like this. I mean, from a mowing standpoint, is there a night and day difference in the quality of cut between a Greensmaster and the Allett? No, not just from a mowing standpoint alone, no. But if you look at everything else that you can do with this machine that you can't do with a traditional greens mower, mainly because they have dedicated equipment for that process, it's that is where the beauty of it really shines. So, if you had a GM, if you had like a Greensmaster, would I get rid of it to get this if all you're going to do is mow with it? No, but if you're going to get all the cartridges where you're going to verticut, turf rake, that kind of thing, then I think there's a good value proposition there. All right, after this pass, we will empty it out because I'm almost full. Actually, I'm gonna push this back a little bit because I got debris starting to fall out. I'm trying to get a little bit greedy, guys. Trying to get one more pass when I probably should have stopped. All right, good. So let's now empty this and we'll move on to the next set of passes. All right, let's see if there's any questions, comments here. I might need to open the iris up a little bit. It's getting a little dark. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's just too dark. So there we go. Okay, Let us see. LOL Mike, do you have the spike aerator? Wish Foreman had that. I do. I do have the, what do they call it? The sorrel roller. I do have that. It's in the garage. I do have that. You're right. The stripes really came out. Yeah, so you can see how they're really popping. How they're really popping now. And guys, I apologize. Ugh. It's too much. I apologize for the the lighting or whatever, but I'm trying to make it where it doesn't get too dark and you guys can still see what's going on. Let's see. Darth Shadow says, "Hi all. What's going on, Darth Shadows? Hope you're doing well, sir." Says, "Big Ron, you're killing the lawn game." Thanks, Cedric. I appreciate that. Again, I'm just trying to show you guys. I mean, you guys wanted to see. Some of you guys said, "Hey, you know, how come you never show mowing the lawn or doing any of that fun stuff?" So I'm trying to show some of it now, right? Trying to show some of it. And I guess that looks pretty good now. I'm putting the camera back where it was. All right, let's clean up some more. Let's do some more cleanup. Again, if you're doing it right, if you're doing a good job with your verticutting and you're getting all the clippings, like you're emptying, or all the debris, you're emptying it as frequently as you should, the turf rake really shouldn't have a ton to do. Shouldn't have a ton of work to do. Because now once I'm done with this, all it'll be just a cleanup pass, cleanup cut, and then we're good to go. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm going this way. See, once you get in a groove, all right, I'm correct. I'm going right. Go fast, turn left. Very, very cool. Yeah, not very much is coming up from the turf raking, which is good. Let me tighten this down a little bit. There we go. Good stuff. If the sun's behind a cloud right now, guys. When it comes back out, it should get brighter and you'll see the stripes better. But hopefully you guys can just, with your mind's eye, you can see what they would look like if the sun were out. Oh yeah, those are looking solid. I sure hate that it's gonna get all messed up, all jacked up here in the next few days. It hurts me, it hurts. It hurts. But even though you guys can't see it, especially when I'm out here mowing, you guys can probably, if you watch the mower move, the lawn isn't really, I mean, it's smooth, but it can be better. Like you'll see, especially when I get out here, you see how it's bouncing around a little bit? Like right here, there's a dip. Here, there's some more dips. So it can be a little bit better. Plus, I also just want to film some content showing you guys what you can expect if you have a lawn service top dress your lawn. So there is that too. All I have to do is run the camera, which is more fun. It's more fun to do that. So guys, I'll try and do more of these. I mean, I still got some more work to do, obviously. I've still got to finish up the turf raking, like you're seeing here. And then we just got to switch to the cutting cylinder to do the cleanup pass because I can't leave it looking like that. Can't do that. I think one more pass. I can squeeze one more pass out of it. I can do it. I can do it. I'm gonna be greedy. I'm gonna be greedy again. And then I'll check questions. I'll get a drink and I'll check questions. So stand by. All right. We're making good time, guys, making good time. All right, sun's back. Stripe action should be returning. Let us see if there are any more questions. LG, the super chat, man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir, I appreciate it. Thanks, man, I need it. I need all the help I can get, so thanks so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Here we go. So you guys see, here's the thing. So you see how the stripes are looking now? It hasn't even been mowed yet. And you can see how the stripe action is, it's really starting to pop now, right? Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's too bright. Let's stop down a little bit. I should probably turn the ND on. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry about it being blown out a little bit, guys. I just fixed it. Okay, let's see what else we have. Do you use the Sterling by the rocks? Let's see. Yes. I mean, no. I mean, I don't. I can go around. As you saw there, dark. Who asked me that? Dark Sidious. I can come around the rocks with it. But as far as mowing behind the rocks, no, I can't get back there. Even the true cut can't get behind the rocks. There's just not enough space back there. Let's see, after you finish cutting, are there any products you put down each time you mow? What are some recommendations, if any? Like if you don't feel the issue, throw something down. Yeah, so I mean, after today, when I get done with this, here's the thing, the guys that are gonna be doing the top dressing work are going to aerate the lawn as part of their process. They just do that. So normally, if they were not doing that, right? Say that wasn't happening, I would throw down some Essential G. I might do that after doing a verticut. You can always do like the carbon kit, right? Like the application rates or the amount of nitrogen you're putting in the lawn with that setup is so low that you can pretty much do that after a process like this. Give the lawn a little bit of food. But as far as outside of that, what I would normally do is just Essential G. I just throw some compost and just feed the soil and just wait. I might water it. Let me see here. Let me see if I can fix this for you guys. It's too blown out. Let's see if I can turn this up a little bit more to where it doesn't look quite so craptastic. Quite so craptastic. All right. Let's see if that's better for you guys. So sorry for everything being blown out, guys. I'm the profile I'm using to live stream this doesn't like high key lighting, so which we have right now. All right, LG says it's hot out there. Thanks. Please take a lemonade break. I'm taking one. I'm taking a Gatorade break. Let's see. Jared Alman says, when can we buy some Ron Henry merch? I need a hat. There's already some merch, man. So go to the YouTube channel, Jared, and on the channel, if you go to like the main channel, you'll see a store button, and in there's like hats, shirts, hoodies. There's quite a bit of stuff on there. And this hat isn't on there because I had this one custom done at a place that was local. That's local. But yeah, you can get like the black baseball cap that I wear a lot of times. You see Alex wearing that one. You can get on YouTube. You can buy it right now. Like a lot of the shirt, hat, you can buy that stuff right now. It's available for sale right now. Okay, let's see. Oxen says, "Wow, watching Ron get it done, knowing it's hot out right there, very impressive." Yeah, man. Well, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. The line ain't gonna stripe itself, right? Okay, let me finish up. Let me sip this, and I'm gonna move the camera a little bit closer since I'm on the right side now, so you guys can see that. Very tasty. Gatorade is good stuff. All right, let's go. Let's move up here a little bit, a little closer, and level it because it looks like crap right now. There we go. I'll also move my laptop over. All right, guys, back to laying down some stripes. Lining a stripe itself. Lawn's not gonna turf rake itself. All right. I'm impressed. I thought my batteries would be flat by now, but it's we're still going. I might be able to finish it. I might be able to finish a turf raking it on this charge, which would be cool. Which should be cool. Oh yeah, stripes are starting to pop now. Starting to look good. But I encourage you guys, you know, if you can get your hands on a verticutter, on some way to verticut your lawn or turf rake it, I mean, give it a shot. Especially this time of year, the lawn will really benefit from it. You know what I mean? I know it's work. It's not. I mean, it's it's a bunch of work compared to just mowing the lawn, but you don't have to do it that often. It's not like you have to do this every time you cut the lawn, you know. So something you to try out. I mean, you could try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. But I think it's worth your consideration. You're seeing for yourself. You guys have to see it live, right? You got to see how the lawn looked before, which is good, not bad. And then you got to see how the stripes really started popping out after being turf raked. So after being verticut and then turf raked. So it does make a difference. It absolutely does make a difference. And there are probably services that you can come and have verticut your lawn for you, I would think. I would think that would be a thing. Don't know for sure. I'm gonna make another pass here. These stripes are a little bit, this one that's right into the patio, the right side, is a little bit too wide. I have it a little bit too wide, so I gotta make an extra pass here. So something I might fix once once the top dressing is over, I might be able to reset just the stripes right here, just these ones, to square them up a little bit better, because they're not exactly where they need to be. Not exactly where they need to be. Oh, let me tighten this up. It's making too much noise. All right. After this pass, I'll empty it and keep going. We're almost there, boys and girls. We'll be able to swap to the cylinder, the cutting cylinder, and do our cleanup cut. Make it look how it can look, right? Before it gets all messed up. Before it gets all messed up in a few days. Good stuff, good stuff. So Devin, we got to get you back on the live stream, guys. So here's the thing. I know some of you guys are telling me I should put a green in. First of all, where would I put it? Like, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I were going to put a green in. Where would it go? I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but there's not a part of my lawn that I really want to sacrifice. I mean, I love all of it equally. I really don't want to mess it up. You know what I mean? I don't want to mess it up. And like LG's of the opinion that it's not a great idea, and I tend to agree. I tend to agree that it's not a great idea. All right, battery's getting lower, but I think we're gonna finish it, guys. I think we're gonna finish the turf raking on a single charge, which is pretty good. So for anyone that tells you you can't turf rake Bermuda, you guys are seeing it being done live. I mean, how does the grass look? The trick in my opinion to doing it is to not be too aggressive. Like kind of like when I was verticutting, you know, not going at it too aggressively. That's the thing you wanna avoid doing. All right, two more passes and we're almost done. So once I finish up this basket, guys, I will stop and take a few more questions. We'll swap to the cutting cylinder, the 8-blade cutting cylinder, and do our cleanup cut. All right. Trying to be careful by the rocks. I'm trying to end up on you guys' blooper reels where I run into the rocks on camera. Believe me, it's happened. It's happened, but I'm gonna do my best to not let it happen today. All right, I'm going to push some of this grass clippings in here, and then I'm gonna try and get these last 3 passes done. Two more passes, guys, 2 more. And then I get to deadlift the 8-blade cylinder. That's always fun. Over here. Almost there. Almost there. One more pass by the fence and then we're done. Then I'll come over and answer a few more questions, swapping the 8-blade cartridge, and then do the cleanup cut. Almost there. All right, turf raking hath been completed. You guys can see all the debris. Well, that's just some of it. most of it's in, or equal amounts inside those baskets. Turn this off, get some of this crap out. Let's see, you guys probably want to see the cylinder swap live, right? Of course you do. You guys probably want to see the cylinder swap live. I probably should change batteries. All right, so the process of doing, again, you've already seen the turf rake, but it's the same thing. First, we're gonna throw down the kickstand, loosen this up, loosen up the one locking screw, and pull this out like so. And then grab the 8-blade cylinder. Good Lord. Right. With your knees. Come in here, find the, all right. Line up. Let's see, whoop, did I swap? Did I swap? Are we still alive? Yeah. All right. Let's line up the cartridge with the coupler, and then wiggle it into place, kind of like so. Done. And lock the thumb screw down. Like so. And guys, give me 1 second, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna grab a fresh set of batteries and swap this out, because even though it's still running, I don't want it to go flat on me while I'm out there mowing. So 1, 2, and 3, just like that. 1 second, I'll be right back. Stare at the mower. All right, and we're back. And we're back. And we're back. I'll throw some fresh batteries in here, and then I'll show you guys, I'll check comments real quick. All right, so battery 1, and just if you guys were curious, the mower will run on just one of these if you want. You don't have to have all 3 of them in there, but obviously you get more run time if you have 3 batteries in. So the other ones are on the mower now charging, are on the charger charging. And let's see what else we got here. All right, this is soothing. I'm taking a nap before I go cut. Heat index. Let me scroll back up here and see here. Yes, LG, you are the Stripe sponsor. I can't put it on now because this is on my laptop. I don't have all the screen annotations and stuff on this one. I don't think I do anyway. Let me see. I don't think I do. I don't. Sorry, LG. I will make you. I'll make you be the official sponsor of the next live stream for the first hour. How about that? It says, okay, let's see. Question: my lawn's pretty unlevel. I threw down a lot of sand. I'm afraid over time it will end up getting too deep. The topsoil at Lowe's is really bad. Recommendations? Yeah, I would not get topsoil at Lowe's unless you're getting screened topsoil, where there's not a bunch of trash in it. I just wouldn't do that. I mean, you're just creating a lot of work for yourself. If you're paying all that money and you're literally going to throw out a third of it, a third of what you're paying for is not stuff you're going to be able to keep in the lawn. So there is that. Jerry says, who else loves that pine tree? Yeah, it is a nice, right? It's kind of soothing, kind of the Lion King tree, right? Let's see. This is a good question. Truthful says, does it matter the order you do this process in? Not really, but if you think about it, right? If I'm going to, like the turf raking, you think of turf raking as almost, it's a rake, right? It's a power rake. So it makes sense to do a lot of the more destructive processes prior to turf raking. So I would, let's say you had the dethatcher cartridge, which I don't have. Let's say you had the dethatcher. If you were going to dethatch, you would dethatch and then turf rake. You could verticut and then turf rake, because what it's going to do is after you're done verticutting, a lot of the debris, or most of the debris, goes into the basket for the most part. But just to do a little cleanup and also just set the stripes, that's where the turf rake is really good. It's a general process. Like literally, you could turf rake if you had the time. You could turf rake before you mowed every single time if you wanted to. You really could. But it's just, I mean, you're going over the lawn twice, so it's a time thing. But I would always do the turf raking. I would do the turf raking after cultivation, and then to finish up, I would then mow. Because what the turf raking is going to do is going to pick up a lot of the debris, but it's also going to stand the grass up. So when I now make a cut with this, it's going to really like lay the grass down, make a really nice stripe, make a really nice. The stripes are going to be really nice. So they look good now. They're going to get even better here in a second. Believe me, it's going to get even better. It looks good now, but it's going to get even that much better. Let's see. Ahmed Jones says your lawn is pristine. Not really. Not really. I mean, it's good, but it could be better. And he says a hydrotain works a miracle on my lawn. I have the best looking lawn in my neighborhood. That's what I like to hear, man. That is what I'd like to hear. All right, so guys, I'm gonna move you guys back just for a second so you can see the first stripe that I'm gonna lay down, which is gonna be right here. This one right here. So give it a sec here. Let me level you guys off like that. Like that, and then we'll move it up and rotate. Okay, so the lawn is gonna stripe itself. Let's get to it, right? Okay, fire it up. I think I tightened this up enough. I think I did. Let's see. Be handy to get the basket, right? I need the basket. You guys are gonna be like, he's gonna do it without the basket, guys. Get ready. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so let's not mess this up this time. So I need to go, I need to go down and come back this way. Okay, so fire up the cylinder. As you can tell, the cutting cylinder is actually pretty quiet too, much like the Verticutter. So let's come right here, and away we go. And with this cleanup pass, literally is what it sounds like. It's just a cleanup cut. I'm not trying to really change the height of cut too much. I'm literally just cleaning up all the grass that got stood up by the verticutting and turf raking process. Clean that up. I'm gonna come down this guy now. I know I'm going back. I know I'm going up the same one I just went down, guys. I know. But because of where the camera is, I can't go where you guys are watching this from. And what you guys should see is the stripes getting even a bit better, just a touch better. What you should see. After this pass, I'm going to empty the grass catcher, because really when I'm mowing, I don't want it to get much more than a third or so full, because of where it sits. It's on the front of the mower, and it will literally lower the height of cut some, right? Which I don't want. So I'm just gonna finish this pass, and then I'm gonna empty the basket. Empty the basket. There we go. So as you can see, not a lot of debris, because not a lot of stuff's coming out, because it's not like I'm taking a ton off. It's literally, like I said, a cleanup cut. Hopefully you guys can see the stripes are getting a little better defined. I missed a little spot there, I know, but I'll clean that up. Should see the stripe action getting a little bit better. Stripes really starting to set in nicely. I'll make 2 more passes and then I will empty the grass catcher and then I will check the chat and answer any questions. Actually, I lied, 3 passes. So I'm gonna go down and then back. Come down this one and then I'll empty it. Very good. And again, the thing with turf raking, with verticutting, to quote Roland, to quote the guys at Allett that I spoke to when I was getting this set up, is you don't need to be too aggressive. The idea is a little bit and often. So you don't need to set the mower, you don't need to set the verticutting to be too aggressive. You don't need to set the turf raking to be too aggressive. You just do it occasionally and do it often. Or I should say you do it lightly, not terribly aggressively, but often, but frequently, okay? So for all those passes, you guys can see what's coming out. I took a little bit more out than I would have liked. This is a little bit heavier than I would like it to be, but I didn't want to make too many, be emptying all the time. So I'm gonna go empty this out and then I'll check the chat. I will check the chat. There we go. All right. See what questions, comments you guys have. All right. Rotate, please rotate. All right. Okay, so you guys are saying, how low do you recommend mowing before verticutting? Just how long do you recommend going going before verticutting? I see your other. Yeah, don't forget to set how to cut. Yeah, so I did. Nick, if you saw me, I was adjusting the dials on the mower after I swapped to the turf raking cartridge. That side of cut is correct for. I should say this. No, that head of cut is correct for the cylinder. So I turf raked a little bit lighter than I normally would. So the height of cut is correct. So when I took the verticutter out and I swapped to the turf rake, when I made that adjustment, that adjustment was really for the 8-blade cylinder. All right, let's see. With the Allett cartridge system, does it matter that you turn the turf rake cartridge 4 clicks and then put a base cylinder in? No, not really, because they're close. The mower was set up. The mower was set up for when I first started this, it was set up for the verticutter. And then when I finished verticutting, I turned it 4 clicks, which is really returning it to the height of cut, which equates to right around 7/10. It moves it up a bit to 7/10 of an inch for the cylinder, for the cutting cylinder. And I just used that same setting for turf raking because it was close enough. It was not necessarily as the turf rake was probably set a little bit higher than it normally would be, but it's fine. It's fine. Again, I didn't want to get out here and be making. I mean, it's really if I were doing it correct, what I would have done is I would have gone up. I would have gone up another 2 clicks with the turf rake, two clicks from the 4 for the turf rake, a total of 6, and then go back down to whenever I put the cylinder in. But it's so close. I mean, each click is 0.5 point, it's like 2/10 of an inch, I think. So it's not much. It's not a night and day amount. Okay. See if there's any other questions before I move on here. Thank you so much, Cedric, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Nick, I got you, Sonny Bermuda. Ron Allett is awesome machine. I agree, Sonny. It is pretty awesome. I says, Mauricio Salini says, I thought it was best to verticut only one direction to avoid creating squares on the ground by creating perpendicular direction. Have you heard anything about this? I mean, I could see how that could be a thing, Mauricio, but again, remember, I'm not doing it aggressively. I'm not doing it aggressively. Like I am not like getting down into the soil. If you look there, there's not, all you're seeing are like grass clippings. There's no dirt, there's no dirt, no soil being touched by any of the cultivation cartridges. So if I look, I mean, you guys can't see what I'm saying, but if I look here, there's not, you can't really see squares because I'm not doing it that aggressively. Again, the big thing with having an Allett or any kind of interchangeable cartridge mower is you want to go lighter but often. So don't be crazy aggressive with it, but just do it often. So turf rake often. You can verticut monthly if you want, but don't be terribly aggressive about it, because if you guys look, I mean, this lawn was just verticut and turf raked, and it does look like it was beat up a little bit. Maybe a little bit of color has come out of it, but it doesn't look bad, right? And that's because I'm not going like super crazy aggressive with how the height of cut is set up. Amajiso says, what about mulching? So I used to mulch. Talking to, when I got the C27, Roland, the guys from Allett said, listen, just do it our way for this season. If you don't like it, you go back to mulching. And because their whole theory is that the lawn is naturally just from being mowed. I mean, because here's the thing, everything doesn't go in the grass catcher. As much as good a job it does, all the clippings don't end up in there. And they're saying really all you need is about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch of thatch, and the lawn will get that just through a lot of the practices that you're doing. So there's no reason to continuously throw debris back into it. It's not like if you mulch, you're going to create a big thatch problem. Like my soil did a test last year and part of this year of that, and they didn't see a huge difference in thatch by mulching versus not mulching, assuming you're mowing frequently. So if you're mowing like how I mow, I could technically get away with mulching if I wanted to. But one, Allett asked me not to do that, just actually grab everything. And then also from a standpoint of color, it is going to be much better if you don't mulch, because you're not literally, you don't have any debris, any dead grass clippings that are in the lawn. Like literally the color looks the way it does because all you're seeing is grass, right? There's not any dead material in there that's affecting the color. So either way, it's your call. I'm not going to be mulching for the rest of this season. And it's, yeah, Cindy Bermuda is exactly right. Verticutting should not get into the soil. And Adam Carr says, I'm real cutting Bermuda at 1/2 an inch and it's turning brown. What's going on? You're starting to scalp, probably more than likely, Adam. So here's the thing. Last year, as I get back to mowing, I'm gonna move the camera for you guys. As I get back to mowing, you can mow at 1/2 an inch, and it sounds really cool. I mean, it will make you Facebook famous by mowing at 1/2 an inch, because everyone thinks that's, you know, it does look good. I'm joking, but it does look cool. But the problem is because this time of year, you've literally got to be out there mowing every day, literally every day. What you're going to find is the lawn's going to get thicker a lot faster. It's going to start thickening up, right? Especially if you've been cutting it 1/2 an inch, say, since April. If you don't do something to thin it out, what's going to happen is instead of the roller running on the actual dirt, you guys can't see this, but I can literally move the grass and there's the soil, there's the soil, there's the soil. You know what I mean? As you've been cutting it 1/2 an inch, it's going to get so thick, you're not going to be able to do that. Like you're going to literally be parting it, and all you're going to see is more grass. And that is going to cause inconsistencies in cut, to where the front roller is going to float a little bit, and whenever it finds a lower spot, it's going to scalp. You're going to start getting scalping more than if you than if you took a higher height of cut. So if you're going to go with 1/2 an inch, totally possible. It requires a lot of mowing this time of year, even with growth regulator, but you're going to have to do something to thin the lawn out. So here's the thing: if I were going to, while I get ready to do this, if I were going to, because I can talk and mow at the same time, mower's quiet enough, I can do that, right? If you're going to cut it 1/2 an inch, what I would say is, if we start out doing that in, say, where was I? Okay, I think I see where I was. If you start out doing that in, say April, right? You can get away with doing that until I'd say late June, mid to late June, and then you're gonna wanna do something to thin the lawn out. So your choices for that are either to verticut the lawn, which is probably the least aggressive of the methods you can do, to do a height of cut reset, to do a scalp. So like, you know, if you're cutting at 1/2 inch, scalp the lawn down to say 3/10, remove all that in the material, and then when you start cutting again, it'll stay nice and green. Those are really it. But you've got to do something. You've got to do something to thin the lawn out a little bit. If you look at it, you look at golf courses. I'm not sure if Devin is still in the chat, but golf courses verticut greens pretty regularly. And the reason why they do that is not because they're just looking for more work to do, is because if the lower you go, the lower the height of cut that you're trying to maintain, and given that you're cutting that frequently, the grass is just going to get thicker as a byproduct of that, and you just got to thin it out. So you're not cutting at greens height, but 1/2 inch on a residential lawn is pretty baller. You know what I mean? That's getting it. So it's funny. I always like to say, you guys always hear me say, the lower you go, the more you have to mow. A better saying is, the lower you go, the more you have to do. So if you start cutting below 1/2 inch, if you're not doing these practices, that's where like having a fungicide program will start to matter. That's where taking your mower in more regularly to make sure it's sharp, because you're gonna be mowing so much more frequently, starts to matter. That's where like verticutting and or scalping the lawn mid-season matters. So the lower you go is just more work. It's not just the mowing frequency, it's the other things you have to do as well to keep the lawn looking good. At that height of cut. So again, just know what you're getting into, because last year I did that. Last year I mowed at 1/2 inch, and it was cool. I mean, the lawn looked really cool. The color wasn't as good, but much like what you're experiencing now, you're gonna start experiencing brown spots. You're gonna start experiencing scalping, because if the lawn's just getting too thick, you gotta thin it out. So those are your options. You still got time. I mean, if you don't have access to a verticutter this time of year, you could just scalp it, you know? Like a little mild scalp, a little, 2/10 lower is all you're really gonna need. Take a couple tenths off of it, and you'll be good to go. But you can't cut the lawn at 1/2 inch all season long without doing any kind of cultivation, and expect it to still look good. It's just not gonna happen. So make that your mantra. The lower you go, the more you have to do. That's why for me, this what you're looking at right now. What you're looking at right now, this lawn is cut at 7/10. This is like, right around 3/4 inch. And I think it looks pretty good, right? Going low looks cool. It looks even cooler, but I don't know, for me anyway, I don't think the juice is really worth the squeeze. It's just too much commitment, in my opinion. But try that. I would say this, try that out. Try verticutting or scalping, a light scalp, and see if that improves the situation. Or you can raise the height of cut. But even with raising the height of cut, the lawn would still benefit from a mid-season cleanup. Still benefit from a mid-season cleanup. But that's probably what you're experiencing. If I had to guess, that's what you're experiencing, because I went through the exact same thing last year. But as you guys can see, I mean, this, again, for 7/10, that's not bad. And here's the thing you gotta realize too, I think it's Alan, whoever that asked the question, is that if your thing are really nice stripes, you actually want the grass to be a little bit taller. You don't want it at almost, at below 1/2 inch, 3/10, that kind of thing. I mean, it's cool for bragging rights, but if the color of the grass and the stripe action are your criteria for how a lawn should look awesome, then you're gonna want it to be a little bit taller, because literally you've got more grass to lay down. Because that's what produces the stripes. If you think about it, when you look at a golf course on, when you look at like professional golf, look at like PGA golf, and look at a golf course on TV, when they show the greens, the color of the greens is never as good as the color of the fairways, right? The color of the fairways are always a deeper, darker green, more lush looking. And that the difference between that is literally, you know, a few tenths, or more than a few tenths. I mean, you're talking fairways half an inch thereabouts, and then greens a lot lower. You know, 2/10. 2/10 is probably too high. 15 or so, but I mean, it doesn't take a lot in the height of cut difference to make a big difference in the amount of work that you have to do, and also the color, the hit to color that you're going to take as well. So just keep it in mind. I would, if it were me, I would raise it up. That would be my thing. I would raise the height of cut up. Because you're seeing a lawn right now that you're seeing a lawn at 7/10. You can judge for yourself how it looks to you. And then you can decide. But I think it looks pretty good. Making pretty good progress, guys. We're almost done with our top dressing prep. So for any of you guys that are joining late, what we've done over the last couple of hours, or however long we've been out here, is the lawn has been verticut in 2 different directions. So it's been verticut twice, both lengthwise, and now the direction that I'm mowing it in has been turf raked in just this direction, and now we're doing a cleanup cut in just this direction. So you're getting to see the entire process, the entire Allett process live. Mainly also because I wanted to test this out. I wanted to see how well it would work, and it's working okay, but I wanted to see if, from a technology standpoint, I can make all the plumbing work. And it seems to be doing okay. Yeah, see, like this stripe right here I'm on is too wide. Like my overlap on this one is not very good. So for this guy to finish to get this stripe right, I've got to make another pass down this one down the middle to get it correct. So I've got to correct this stripe at some point. Like I said, probably after top dressing, I'll clean it up. I'll clean it up. But hopefully you guys can also see from a sound level too. The Verticutter is very quiet. The actual 8-blade cylinder is also very quiet. And of the 3 cartridges, the turf rake is the loudest by far. I mean, it's also more sensitive to how tight you have that screw, the locking screw. So you can tweak that and get it to be pretty quiet, similar to this, but it's still a little bit louder when it's running than the cylinder and the Verticutter, which is fine because you have to pick anything to be quiet. You want the 8-blade, you want the cutting cylinder to be quiet, right? Because you're using that one the most. All right, one pass down, and then I will empty this out. Oh yeah, stripe action is coming in. Stripe action is coming in. All right, guys, I'm gonna empty this, and then I'm gonna come over and answer some more questions. Check the chat. So give me 1 sec here, and I'll come over and see what questions or anything you guys have. So we shall just stop right here, pull this out, and then we'll walk over and see if there are any questions. Let us see. Also gives me a chance to have a sip of lemonade, or sip of Gatorade. I'm so used to saying lemonade. Sip of Gatorade. Sip of Gatorade. All right. It's not even cold, but it still tastes good. Okay, let's see. Let's go back up. Okay, so I answer your question, Adam. King Kong, what's up, man? What's going on? Senator Bermuda says 5/8 is my lawn sweet spot. I agree. 5/8 is pretty good. 5/8 is pretty good. Yeah, that's about as low as I would go on this. But I mean, again, it looks good at like 7/10, right? So why create more work for myself? Okay. The mowers. Okay. Mike Jenkins says the mower's amazing, Ron. But I wonder, is there anything you don't like about it? What do I not like about it? Here's the thing. Now, as much as I say I like the weight of it, I wish when I were on a slope that it were a little bit lighter, because it's a bit unwieldy to use on a slope. Because again, the mower is designed for cricket pitches, for soccer fields, for NFL fields. It's designed for flat turf. Like that is where this mower shines. It's designed to cut flat lawns. If your lawn, like Alex's lawn, it's supposed to cut lawns that look like mine and lawns that look like Alex's. So if you have a relatively flat lawn, then the C27, the C34 are going to work great. Also, too, because remember, when you've got a wider track like that, if the lawn's really uneven, the chances of you scalping as you are or making a pass is higher. So it's really designed for flat turf, flat fields. So I would say if it were a little bit lighter, it'd be nice for, if I could have it to where it could be lighter when I'm mowing the slope, that'd be awesome. But then keep the weight for when I'm out here so the stripes look good. So there's that. And then what else? Is there anything else I don't like about it? Not really. Not really. I mean, it's pretty. Here's the thing, guys. I was very, I won't say anti-electric, but I was in many ways like, I don't need, I mean, gas powered, gas for life. I don't need to get like, this thinking electric mower, forget that. Let's go electric, gas forever. And this made me a believer because there's literally no compromise. There's literally no compromise. You do spend more money up front buying the batteries, but it's literally as good, from a cutting standpoint, is as good as my greens mower. And as far as like all the other benefits of it, it's better because like if say I wanted to get out and mow at 6 in the morning, the Greensmaster is pretty quiet. That no one is gonna ever complain about that. Like you literally cannot hear that running if no neighbors could hear that. And then just the biggest benefit of it for me is just being able to do all the cultivation work, the verticut it. So not a lot, not a lot. Let's see, after top dressing is complete, will you be using the Allett mower or another mower to cut while the turf recovers? That's a good question. I'll probably use the Allett. I'll just raise it up a little bit. I've got the back-lapping module, so I can just back-lap it. We're getting close to the end of the season now anyway, so if I just need it to be sharp for another couple months, and I can always back-lap it if need be. All right, Nick says, with the back-lap functions on the Allett, if you keep it lapped regularly, would you be able to get away with a season or two without sending in a grind? Who grinds the Allett around the Atlanta, Georgia area? Great question. Yes, so according to what guys from Allett were telling me, says the two things they said. The biggest thing they say is just don't mow a lawn that's got a lot of loose sand on it, because that will dull the blades very quickly. We all know this, right? That will do it. But he did say that if you do a grind at the beginning of the season, you can backlap it once or twice a season. You should be good to go, because the bed knife on this thing, I haven't shown you guys that. When I get done, I'll pull it off and I'll show you it. The bed knife on that mower it's super thick. It's really, really thick, because again, it's designed for use by people that don't necessarily always, I don't know. I'm going to take better care of the mower than a lot of the places that professionally use it. You know what I mean? So it's designed for people that might bounce it off of something and may cut a stick or something with it. Does those kinds of things. So it's built very, very strong. But if you sharpen it at the beginning of the season, you can backlap it once or twice per season. Kind of just what you're saying, Nick, and you should be good to go. Like literally, that's what other guys at Allett told me. You shouldn't have to sharpen it. As far as getting it ground, Allett is going to be offering that here soon. I think they're in the process of getting some grinders, so they're going to offer that as a service. But also, RealWorks can grind the cylinder. So if you're in Atlanta, if you need to get it done, RealWorks, and I think they're in Auburn, they can do it. Let's see. Adam Carter says, so I should go up to 1 inch. You could. I mean, that would get rid of. I mean, an inch would probably be fine for the rest of this season. Let's see, Demir says, is your Hydrocut still 7.75? Debating between that and 0.5 for the new house. Yes, this is 0.7. This is 0.7-ish. This is 0.7-ish. Let me see, I went two clicks. It's is 0.72 if my math is right from the adjustments I made. It's like 0.72. I haven't checked it with the AccuGauge, but this is closer to 0.75 than just a half an inch. This is nowhere near a half an inch. So this looks pretty good, I think, right? I mean, you guys can, out of the way, you guys can see it for yourself. I think the stripes look pretty good. Then Mike says, and then CS Mike says, is it hot there? Yes, it's probably, I'll tell you, it is 91 degrees right now. But again, guys, I'm an island guy, so this is like the heat doesn't really bother me. I put a little some sunscreen on, got my wide brim hat, talking to you guys, got a little Gatorade out here mowing. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good. Let's see. What about the longevity of gas versus electric? I don't. The jury is out on that. You know, I mean, the mower is built to run for 15 years, from what I'm told. Like the components and everything that's in it are rated for that lifespan. We'll see. We'll find out. We shall find out. All right, guys, I'm gonna get back to cutting, so stick around if you guys want to stick around. I'm gonna continue cleaning this up, and then what I'll do is I will pull the cylinder out and I will hold it up. I'll try and hold up. Thing's heavy, guys. I'll hold up so you guys can see the bed knife for yourself. You can see how thick it is. Just kind of give you guys a little close-up of that. We're almost done. Stick with me. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. You're seeing stripe action in progress. Stripe action live. I should probably rename this, right? Stripe action live. Okay, need the grass catcher. Need the grass catcher. But yeah, the one, who was it that said that? Was it Adam or whoever was talking about the height of cut, resetting the height of cut? So I don't know if I were cutting lower, if I'd be able to, it'd be such a small amount of adjustments between the cylinder, the verticutter, and the turf rake. It's probably gonna be similar, but it's not like it's not like there's huge, wide swings. You know what I mean? So, all right. And we can proceed. But that's a great question. We'll see from a longevity standpoint how it holds up. I would say this again, like I keep reiterating it. This mower is really designed for, again, soccer fields, for cricket pitches, where they literally run these machines every day for hours and hours every single day. So how I'm using it, how you guys would use it, it's not going to, in other words, you're being very light, you're being very gentle on it. You really shouldn't see a ton of excessive wear. And I don't know, I'll put it this way. If we find the problem, if I find the limits of this machine, there's something wrong, because there's people that are using it a lot harder than I am that should have found those problems long before me, you know? Oh yeah, that's right. See, the sun is looking good, guys. I'm up so I can't move the camera all the way out here, but what I'll do is I will take like a little video out so I'm done with this, and I'll do a YouTube story and show you guys how it looks with the stripe action from that vantage. It looks good from where you guys are, but it looks even better with the sun between me and the grass. Down here, oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. All right. Another nice thing, none of you guys have asked about it, but also the speed, the mowing speed on this, I messed up, I'm gonna have to go make another pass back. Like how fast the mower moves. You guys can see I'm walking at a pretty good clip here. I got long legs and I'm walking at a pretty good pace. That's something that I didn't expect, but I also like quite a bit too, because compared to the True Cut or the GM, I can mow faster with this than I can with those mowers. So that is one thing that it does better from a cutting standpoint than those mowers. It's just, you know, you can cut quite a bit faster. All right, and the grass catcher's full, or as full as I want it to be, and we will empty it out. But yeah, Devin, this is around 3/4 of an inch, man. A little over 7/10. So it's up to you. I mean, if anyone can pull off half an inch, you definitely can, for sure. I know, right? So, you know, I would say that you could always start at half an inch. That's an option too. You could start at half an inch and then work your way up to 7/10, 3/4. You know, But I'll put it this way, like maintaining this height all season is not, for me anyway, is not a ton of work. Like half an inch, I started hating life because it's like I mean, for me, unless I'm doing something wrong, you got to mow it practically every day in the months of July and August to keep it looking good. So, and that's a big commitment for most people, or too big of a commitment for most people. Very nice. Just very light, almost like little, like dust is coming off. Not much. Not much. Now, here's the thing. It's been a couple of days since I cut this. Last time I mowed this, what is today? Today is, today's Saturday. The last time I cut this was Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, yeah. I was supposed to top dress it, and I couldn't top dress it, and I was depressed, I was upset, so I went out and I mowed it. So yeah, I know, that's what it was. So Thursday was the last time this was cut, so 2 days ago, and not very much is coming off, because again, it's under regulation with Primo. So just a taste. To quote BYD, just a taste is coming off of it, not a lot. We're not doing a lot. Not a lot's coming off. All right, guys, 2 more passes, and then I'll bring the mower over, and I will pull the cylinder out and show you guys the bed knife. Because I know some of you guys may want to see, like, just I'm telling you how well it's built. I'll show you guys how thick the bed knife is on the mower. It's definitely built for hard use. One more pass and then I will be over there. Stand by. So guys, also one question you guys asked was, some of you guys asked was on the live stream last night, was sometimes your overlaps are not perfect and you have some stragglers. So what I would tell you is this. Here's my opinion on how to address that. One, you can either overlap a little bit more, or if you like the stripes, the width of the stripes, you can just make your initial passes on the edges, so you make sure the edges are correct. So a good example, I'll show you here really quick, right? So right now I'm going down this pass in the very middle of the pass. So if I cut on the left edge going down first, and then I cut on the right edge going down, and I just want to do a cleanup, I can just go down the middle of each of these stripes, and there's any little, there's one area where I missed, where I didn't overlap very well, I'll be able to fix that. But as you guys can hear from the mower, not much is coming off, right? This is just like a little cleanup. I mean, and again, you're being really picky if you're doing this. It shouldn't be necessary if your width is correct, but we all make mistakes, and if you're a little bit off, just make a pass right down the middle, just like this. Just like this. And it'll clean up any little bit of stragglers, and you're gonna make sure the stripes look nice and uniform. So instead of looking like 2 stripes laying together, you can just make a pass right down the middle, and it will literally look like one nice solid stripe now. Just like I'm doing here. Okay, so I won't finish doing the rest of this. I'll come over and I'll pull the cylinder out and show you guys what I am. You know what? I don't like this. I'm gonna make a trim pass right here. This didn't get cut that well. Make a little trim, a little cleanup pass. There we go. Now I'm happy with that. Okay. So pull this out, and then I'll show you guys the reel. Not bad, not bad. It's a bit dark there. Let me see if I can I pull this out without making a mess? Let me see if I can move it out a little bit more for you guys. You can actually see it. Thank goodness that was empty. All right. Let's move this out just a little bit more so I can get you guys some better light. Something like this. A little bit better. I'm gonna turn it. All right. Kind of like that. Okay. All right, looks a little bit better. Okay, so now the blade, the 8-blade reel. So, all right, first thing, kickstand down, because safety first, right? Power the mower off, and I'll pull this out and show you guys the thickness of the bed knife. You guys get to watch me struggle like a crazy person on camera, because this thing is heavy as all get out. All right, turn this way. Trying to stall a little bit. All right. Let's see. Too bright now. Sorry about that. I will fix that. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. It should go a little bit darker now, guys. Let me look here, make sure it looks better. Just adjusted it. But while I wait for it to catch up, I will answer some more questions. He says, dang, every time you start it up, it amazes me how quiet it is. I'm a believer in electric. There we go. I'm a believer in electric, plus not having to make the trips to the gas station as it can as a plus. Yep. So do you even have to go to the gym? Me, no, not really, man. I mean, my day, to give you an example, like last night I did the live stream. This morning I woke up, did my calisthenic exercise at home. So 100 push-ups, 100 crunches, and then off to karate. And then it's an hour and a half of a pretty bad workout because there's people there's people that were testing for Chodan Bo today, which is like the rank right before black belt, so like black belt candidates. So they get put through the ringer, and I got to like suffer with a lot of that. And then I came back here, and literally, you guys saw. I mean, you can't fake this. I did it live. You guys see how long I've been out here and how long it takes. But yeah, no, I don't have to go to the gym. I still do between karate and this. I stay in pretty good shape. All right, enough stalling. Let me show you guys the reel. So again, this thing is built like a tank, but the thickness of the girth of the bed knife. Let me see if I can get it here. You see that? Let's see if I can angle it. You see how, get it here sideways. You see how thick that is? I mean, you're not gonna, I mean, compared to like a, your typical Greensboro bed knife, this is a lot thicker. But then again, keep in mind, that's for a reason, because this isn't cut as low as like a GM or like a John Deere. Those mowers are really designed for very, very low height to cut, and this guy is not. So it's built like a tank, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Well, guys, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully you guys got to see a little bit of something that was interesting. So I can pan a little bit and show you guys the stripe action a bit more here. So you can see how the lawn is come together after all that work. You guys watching, but the Allett, that is, I still have to do over here. So because you guys didn't see this, I mean, I didn't want to come off a camera, but this, like, I have like 20 feet over here that I still got to verticut and turf rake, but I didn't want to, move the camera and mess up the stream for you guys. So, but there you go. There you go, guys. That's the awesomeness of of the Allett. So I really appreciate you guys taking some time to hang out here and watch. If you guys want to see more of these in the future, let me know. Let me know, and I'll see if I can figure out how to, you know, if I can maybe start planning. It's hard to plan these because it's really got to be a decent day, and I have to feel like doing all this work. So again, really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out the merch store. There is this, you go to YouTube, you go to the YouTube channel and go to store. You can get, like, not this hat, but you can get the baseball hat. You can get some other merch. There's always the golf course lawn store as well, where you can, you know, buy your turf plex, your Miramichi green biostimulants and all that jazz. And really, really do appreciate the support. Let me check and see what other comments we have here before we sign off. Let's see here. Nick C says, a little off topic, but I remember you used to do some folks in Supra tuning videos. Have you the time to still work on cars lately? No, not really. With the Supra, all it got was a, I mean, by my standards, a relatively light tune. All it got was a downpipe intake and then an E30 tune. So fairly mild, and I don't have the time now to really mess with it. Let's see, VMH says, this is, you're being really careful around the concrete pad. You're making me nervous. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I definitely, I don't get right up to the edge. I will tend to use the rotary scissors to clean that up. So yeah, I was being careful, Robert. I didn't want to have that dreaded ding sound. Believe me, I've heard it before. It's not good. Okay, VMH says, when I finished top dressing, I waited for about 3 days, and then let me turn the volume down. I waited for 3 days, and then I cut my grass with a rotary mower and then sharpened the blade, and that blade was super dull after mowing. I could see that. I could see that a VMH. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Sand is really hard on mowing equipment, so you really want to avoid that if you can. And then Tom V says, looks amazing, great weather there today. It's like a before and after with that side. Yeah. Thanks for the live stream. Definitely nice to see more in the future. Do all the participants here get a free use of the Allett? I don't know. I mean, I don't want a bunch of people coming to my house, but I mean, if there was someone I know there's some viewers that are in the neighborhood, and if you guys are in the neighborhood and you guys want to check it out, you know, send me an email and we'll be able to figure something out, work something out. Let's see, he said, like to see more of this in the future. And then Ron, thanks for sharing your Saturday with us. Guys, thank you guys so much. Again, really, really, really appreciate you guys watching. I thought I'd maybe have like 2 people watch because I didn't really schedule it. I was really just testing to see if this would actually work. And it worked out pretty well. So thanks again. Share this with people that if you find anyone that's interested in seeing what verticutting, turf raking, and mowing looks like, the amount of work that's involved in doing it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time, probably Friday. And by then, I'll be able to show you guys the lawn all messed up with it being top dressed. And again, I'll if you check your YouTube stories after this is done, I'll go over there from that angle and then do like a pan, and you guys will see how the stripe action looks. It looks really, really nice with the sun. You know, this is not a good angle to see the stripes. It looks okay here, looks even better from that angle. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing weekend.